Guys, I bet somebody heard me talking about. I just had, me and my wife just celebrated our 32nd wedding anniversary. And they asked me, how did Watt Tachi running free? With the stories I've heard you tell about living in 11 states and over 50 cities and in the mountains, in the deserts, in the plain, all over the in the oceans, on both sides, all the how in the world have you been married for 32 years? And that's, folks, I've been married for 33. The first year was to one woman, and now I'm married to the wife that I've been married to for 32 years. So I have had 33 years of marriage in my life. I was one day shy of a year, and so I'll give me the year, that first marriage. Hell, I found out uh, I went to do my taxes, and this is after I was with my new wife, after my first wife divorced me, and went to do my taxes, and or no, we went to buy a car, and the guy told me, "Man, your credit's so bad, you haven't been paying your school loans, man. Your credit's so bad, you can't buy no damn car." I said, "School loans?" This was before I ever went to college, people. This was before I was 38. I went to college at 38. I said, "School loans? I ain't went to no damn school. What are you talking about? Tell me what school I went to." And they started looking at it, and says here you dropped out of beauty school, some beauty school up in Wyoming. So me and my new wife found out I was a beauty school dropout, according to my taxes. What it was is my first wife, when she got the divorce done, somehow she started before she got the divorce done, because folks, they sent me divorce papers and I refused to sign them and shit. When I got married, it was for life. That was I wouldn't have married her if it wasn't for that. Somehow up in Wyoming, and the lawyers and the courts up there, they got this done without me being involved at all. I wasn't even in the courtroom. I denied the divorce under, said she was full of shit, and the grounds and everything, but we were done. But it didn't matter. I got divorce papers back, and come to find out a few years later, any credit that was happened while we were still connected at the hip or at my last name was put off on me the day the divorce was final. So that's when I found out I was a college school dropout. Not my first wife was. I wasn't, but they were convinced I was going to pay for it, which I never did, folks. I let it ride. Let it ride, let it ride, let it ride. 7 years it was off my credit. Anyway, I won't get to this. I got a little list going here. I don't want this to be a big video. If you want to have at least, and I'm not done, folks. We don't know how many years me and my wife's gonna get. Neither one of us on death's doorstep. Now I'm a trip away from it or something, but I ain't at it yet. Neither is she. So we're gonna have many more, I hope. She hopes. But if you want to get to at least 32, folks, you got to start with love. You got to start with love. Me and my wife today, we loved each other as friends before we even knew we were in love with each other, to be honest with you. We loved each other as friends. We were best friends, even though she was with another guy and I was married to another girl. My wife today went to my first wedding. I met my wife my second wife, the one I'm married to today, through my first wife. And when I married, when I met her and was running with her and got married, um, my first wife's brother was living as a roommate with my kids' father and my wife of today. I'm trying to make it simple, folks. And me and my wife, of today, because we all partied together and had cookouts and stuff together and did things together. I already loved her. She loved me, even though we were with other people. We just loved each other as friends. That's the way it is, folks. We were best friends before we even thought about. Well, I don't. My wife says she always wanted me, so I can't deny that. But you got to start with love. Then there's a ceremony, and then everything after that is life. And you got to be able to endure life, folks. Everything's going to be thrown at you. Now, the first year to the 25th year. First year to the 25th year, folks, I'm telling you. But first year's the hardest. First year's the hardest because that's when you're finding out all the baggage that both have brought to the table. Because even like with me and my wife, we were friends for probably 5 years before we got together, 4 to 5 years. So we knew each other a little bit before we got married. And but there was things she didn't know because she didn't know me 100%. I didn't know her 100%. So by the time we actually got together, we were both, there was baggages to deal with. And we both had them, folks, make no doubt, make no doubt. And then you have to deal with the whole fact of the brainwashing of what men and women do and what we were taught and all that. Let's see. And the nastiness of each other. And there is, I'm not going into it, but there's guys and girls things that are just flat out nasty. And they happen, and you got to learn to deal with it or whatever. The sex drive, folks, that's a big one, boy. Well, that's a fight. If you're getting too much, if you're not getting enough, there's a fight. There's always a fight about the sex drives. Money expectancies. Oh, the money. Those will be many, and knockdown, drag out fights, and might even involve some neighbors or a neighbor or two. I ain't playing with you. And if kids are involved, that's a whole nother ball game. And that was the ball game I stepped into where there was a couple of kids already. And I wouldn't do it any other way, folks. So I'm not saying that is anything bad. I wouldn't do it any other way. Well, I wouldn't change anything. Let's just put it like that. Dealing with having my own kids, I never got that chance. So, let's see, from about the 25th year to the 30th year, by this time you've done dealt with about half your family and half your friends' deaths. So, where back in the other years, if shit went bad, you had all kinds of family you could go to get help, friends, all that shit you could go to get help, shit. Oh, when you get older, folks, those places and people aren't there no more. So, you learn to deal with family deaths and friends' deaths and what happens if you guys don't make it. And that's on both sides, folks. That ain't just one side or the other. That's a both side thing, And is there enough money for you to split up and go any other direction, For both of you, because it ain't fair just one to get all of it and just gone. The other one's on the street. That ain't fair. Come on. You love each other. Uh, let's see here. You have to deal with everything the first 25 years is thrown at you. That's for sure. By the time you get to this 25 to 30 years span, you know you're already dealing. You've already dealt with everything the first 25 years is thrown at you. So you know that's a good thing. And if you're still together, you survived it. You survived it, man. All this stuff for 25 years of, oh man, everything could go wrong, folks. I ain't lying to you. Uh, by this time, you've changed or dealt with all the earlier problems, you know, like I was talking about the brainwashing, the baggage, the nastiness, the sex drive, the money, all that kid shit. All that shit's done been dealt with, so you don't even have that problem anymore. Well, you, still a problem, it's just not as big. Them problems are still always happening. And now, at this 25 to 30th anniversary stage, you're now considered old. And you can't get around it, folks. There ain't enough makeup. There ain't enough beard. There ain't enough mustache. There ain't enough hair. There ain't enough fake eyelashes or fake eyebrows, or there ain't enough any of it to cover up the fact the ass is old by this time. And then, all of a sudden, life started changing again. Oh, yeah, folks. You got to be able to hang into all this shit. You know, now we're talking about, I can only do this. I'm going to go from the 31st wedding anniversary to the 32nd and so on, because we ain't done yet. But this is when, you know, health problems, everybody's got them by this time. Ability to even be able to work can be affected by this time, which affects money, which affects a lot of things, which you got to be able to get through this stuff, folks. By this time, there's nobody to call it. The family's all dead. You're the only one left. But the good thing about it is, folks, and this is my favorite, the grandbabies. Oh, yeah, folks. Hey, I am a sucker for a grandbaby, especially my own. But I love babies, man. I love babies. And if you guys don't know that about me, you ain't been listening. Check out my community button. But guys, that's how you make it to 32 years. Being married to one woman, consecutive years. Don't give me any other bull crap. One woman for 32 consecutive years. That's how you do it. Or one man, I guess, because my wife could say the same things. So that's how you're married for that long. Guys, God loves you. I love you. I just do this for fun. This is done for fun. Nothing serious about it. Somebody asked. You guys know what's going on with all this other crap. I don't need to talk about that right now. Anyway, seek Jesus' path, guys. That's the smartest thing you can do. Other than that, like, share, and subscribe. I need the monetization and stuff. I need the views. Love you guys. We know that ain't happening. Till next time.